fired defensive shots while investigating two people who were both believed to have ties to Venezuelan terror gang Tren de Aragua. An ICE agent with her vehicle. And tensions are also rising in Portland, Oregon, as border agents there fired defensive shots while investigating two people who were both believed to have ties to Venezuelan terror gang Tren de Aragua. Similar to Minneapolis, the driver there apparently tried to ram ICE agents on the scene with his car. We've seen this now 100 times since Trump took office, so we know it's a thing.
Shalom, shalom, giving all honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach 100% truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and to the elect. It's your brother Raya back with another video. And yeah, y'all, these people are wicked as hell, man. They sitting up here saying that the same exact thing. So this got to be that organized chaos then, if that's the case. Because they're trying to actually cause all of this to get control, more control than people actually think that they're doing. This is that create a problem. We got the solution, and the solution is martial law taking over. And the people who out there don't even know that they're a part of a psychological strategy for the government to gain more control over the people. They believe it's because they're protesting and all that. It's like, nah, they're setting this shit up at this point, because if she's literally saying the same thing happened, nah, this is not no random thing. Then let's replay this back, y'all.
Fox News alert, breaking details now on two major news stories we're following. Let's begin with the unrest expected today in Minneapolis. We've seen a little bit there. The weather may be pushing back on that. It's severely cold right now. We're learning more about the woman who was killed after allegedly trying to ram an ICE agent with her vehicle. And tensions are also rising in Portland, Oregon, as border agents there fired.
So now this is in Oregon, y'all. Right.
Defensive shots while investigating two people who were both believed to have ties to Venezuelan terror gang Tren de Aragua.
And just so happened, the two people that they shoot has to have some type of man. And it's almost like they're using this information to justify the shooting, just like how they used the information before to justify the shooting. With old girl saying that she might have been in some type of group, an antagonist group towards ICE, and she was a paid antagonist towards ICE and all of this. It's like, man, nah, man, we could tell when a psychological operation is being done. As the scriptures say, we are not ignorant to Satan's device. Let me grab that scripture, y'all. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, and we're not ignorant of his scheme. Like, this is another translation in the Berean literal Bible. It says, so that we should not be outwitted by Satan, for we are not ignorant of his schemes. And we're not, because Satan being the top banking families and how they're controlling the atmosphere of the world right now, we're not ignorant to what their tactics are. Like, they're using psychological tactics to gain more control over the people by pulling emotional strings, pulling them heartstrings to them, right? And the people don't actually understand this, that the government does this all the time. This is how they gain control of you. Like, during the times of 9/11, they did the same thing. They kept playing over and over the same thing in order for you to feel a certain type of way about a certain people, being the so-called Arab man and all of that, right? So they did a lot of this to pull with your emotions to get you to base an opinion on somebody, and they're manipulating you so that you can do what they want you to do, because they actually caused it. Because when you go and do any research, you find out that the 9/11 was an inside job. It wasn't who they claiming did the job. It had CIA all over it. It had the CIA all over that job, and it was a messy job at that too, because the eyewitness accounts say that they seen or heard explosions happening, and that don't happen when a plane is supposedly the reason why this building went down, right? So they basically did a demolition with all these people inside of the building, letting bombs off and let them die. And then they painted it as if it was somebody else, just so you can lose some of your rights, Jake. Like y'all don't even realize that the public lost some of their rights. So now when you go through an airport, now it allowed them to implement these metal detectors or these different type of scanning things that scan you and do all this other shit, which uh, further push their agenda to take away the so-called rights that you believe you have. Right. So just like now, they're doing this same psychological thing now, where they purposely shot this lady in her face or shot her 3 times and all of that, and just to pull on the heartstrings of the public, because we can clearly see it was an indecent thing that they did. We can clearly see that it wasn't warranted for the shots to go off, and he called her a bitch at that when he after he shot her. So like all of this is, and then look, they just so happened the 2 people that they shot the next day just so happened being Trey Del Wagra, Venezuelan gang members, and that they were trying to flee in the same manner where they tried to hit a ICE officer with their vehicle. Like, come on now, man. Come on now. And now that I think about it, the one of the videos that I did previous, where I seen one of the women ramming her car into the ICE agent and all that, it's starting to make me think like the only reason why they even allowed these videos to go out like this was to paint the narrative on this. Now that could have been an actual woman doing that, but I believe they just took this narrative and they're running with it now, just so they can absolve you of your liberties, so to speak. Because if you once you all go out there and go crazy and realize, and then look, even the responses that the vice president and all these other people having, saying that ICE have full immunity and all of that, as if people don't know what that means. Of course, they know that you know what that means. That's why they saying what they're saying. They're saying this so that you can create another idea in your own mind to go out here and be and have civil unrest, just so they can put martial law into place. So now that the military, and they'll commit the Insurrection Act, where now the military is in control of the population, and we know from there that much death is going to come upon everywhere. It's going to be death everywhere then, and they're going to have full control over you then, and ain't going to be none of that, and we'll be in the brink of Jacob's trouble, which we already been telling y'all that it was to come. So let me just play some more of this video before I end it.
The driver there apparently tried to ram ICE agents on the scene with his car. We've seen this now 100 times since Trump took office, so we know it's a thing. That man and the passenger were injured in the event.
You see how she just said that? Just to like put the idea, like, oh yeah, well, we have seen this a little bit more than usual. We've seen people running their cars into ICE agents and like, no, man, this is a psychological. They playing with y'all. They playing right in y'all face, and they using these news anchors to do so. I was just doing a video on that, how they use these news people to push these agendas. They all apart. They're lower levels. They're lower level secret society members.
Their conditions were not immediately clear. All of this and more unfolding all throughout this afternoon. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-host Emily Campagno. Also joining us today.
All right. So with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.